There is this erroneous idea floating in many powerful spiritual entrepreneurs' minds that more my business grows, more busy I'll become. And today, I'm going to lovingly call BS on that. Because while it can become true, it really doesn't have to be true. For instance, I know for myself, nowadays I work, strictly working hours, far less, not just a little bit less, far less than I was working some years back when I was started to build my online business. But I'm insanely productive. And so you will want to be if you want to impact and make millions with your beautiful gifts lying inside of you. So today, welcome, my dear. I'm Lenka Lutonska. I'm Limitless Millionaire Mentor for powerful change makers and spiritual entrepreneurs like you. And I want to give you today 5 productivity tips, unusual productivity tips, because we're not just talking about, okay, focus on a task for 20 minutes and then give yourself a break. No, 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 no. We're going to look into energetics of insane productivity. And I want to pass on to you what has served me really, really well over the years so that nowadays I can afford plenty more time to spend with my beautiful children and family and people I love and holidays and personal interests, which I have a lot more than at the beginning. All right? Insane productivity is the name of the game. So the first energetic tip to create that insane productivity is to prioritize connection with yourself over connection with others. What do I mean by that? You see, some years back, how I used to start my working day was at 7 a.m. sharp. I would get on the call with my business manager, and we would go through the day, what's ahead, what needs solving, what needs to be done, etc., etc. And I thought that this was very productive start of the day. Except, think about this. Anytime you do something like this, especially early in the morning, you're immediately pulled from your energy into other people's energy. What needs solving? What needs to be done? What da, 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 da. So I stopped doing that. And I started to prioritize, especially in the morning, connection with myself, where what it means is obvious things. In the morning, if you can refrain, please refrain for however long from this thing, smartphones, social media, or anything like that, because it's impossible to create insane productivity and really to squash, to collapse what you would do normally in weeks into days and what you would create in a days into hours or minutes. It's impossible to do it from what I call reactive consciousness, when we are in other people's energy, when we react to environment. It's got to come from creative consciousness, creative energy, and you can only do it when you stay with yourself, with your vision, with your dreams, with your clients, with you, with you. So nowadays in the morning, this stays off for a while, and I'll just attend to myself for as long as possible. Now, we don't need to be too rigorous about it, as in, I have children, they need to go to school, so it's not like children bother me or anything like that. But take that even little time to be able to start the day in the most powerful day, and that's by connecting with yourself. That's the source of your greatest productivity and success. Tip number 2, prioritize connection. Now, of course, connection with what? Because connection is really a powerful source of productivity and flow. You really think about this. You've been there before, maybe on many, many occasions where you're so creative, you just create so fast, time ceases to exist. And connections is incredible underlying energy of that, source of that. So connection with what? Connection with your vision and connection with your purpose. So in the morning, when I do allow myself to stay with myself, I powerfully connect myself with my vision. Who is that woman that is being born through me, that is being embodied through me? What version of myself What's that impact I'm here to make? What's that client I'm here to impact? I think of you. I think of incredible women around the world who have got the desire to live on the highest level and serve at the highest level. And I think of myself at that higher level with even more increased impact, even more increased listening, even more life. So I'll become one with it. I let that energy of that successful all and growthful all, expansion of all to flow through my body, and it feels delicious. So it's from here when I ask myself, how do I choose as this version of myself, this connected version of myself? How do I choose to show up today, to create today, to impact today, to spend my day today? Because I am that woman, because I live my purpose. Not what do I need to do to make something happen, to make clients buy, to this and that. No, 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 no. How do I choose to create, to impact, to serve, to receive, to spend my day today? And it's from there when you get the most creative ideas, most creative strategies for your business. And allow yourself in immediately into some form of creativity. Maybe write that program, write that sales page, write those Facebook ads, write the newsletter, record that video. When you allow yourself to go from this energy to that creativity, you'll be in the time insanely, insanely productive. All right? So that's tip number 2, prioritize connection. Number 3, prioritize support. Now, what I mean by that is that in here, you want to continually working on alchemizing, taming the inner prostitute, the aspect of ourselves that exchanges our self of value for, for security, for value. So meaning that, we're doing everything ourselves. We're busy women. We're making it happen. We'll do whatever we can to make our clients succeed. We'll give, give. And giving can be healthy, but not from this energy. So you want to continually work on alchemizing these aspects of yourself. I did so much work around this in those years, and at the same time strengthening the high value woman within you. I call it queen energetic archetype, when you're standing full in your value, because it's only then when you can allow yourself, when you're empowered to allow yourself more and more powerful support. And that's what allows you then to have plenty of time and at the same time be insanely productive. So nowadays, I have got incredible support around me. I have got incredible team of women working with me, helping me with all possible details of running 7 figures a year spiritual business. I have my breakfast cooked. I have my hair done, clothes. Yes, I'm spoiled like a queen, but I designed it that way so the time is invested in things I love, into things I call to, and into, of course, service, which is my greatest purpose here. So prioritizing support can look differently, depends on where you are, but simply ask yourself today, how can I allow myself to be more deeply supported today? Can you allow yourself, I don't know, a cleaner? Can you allow yourself to have the best mentor, not the cheapest mentor? Can you allow yourself to hire one more team member, etc., etc.? You will have some intuitive idea where you will know how can you allow yourself to be more supported. And by the way, these actions where you actually allow yourself to be more supported, typically when it's meaningful, should take you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Okay? So anyway, prioritize support. Number 4, then, it goes without saying that I'll encourage you to prioritize yourself. It goes on the same theme of alchemizing the prostitute archetype and really awakening and activating and embodying the queen archetype. When you simply acknowledge that what is best for me is truly best for everyone. You see, we were taught to be so modest and put everyone else first. That is, oftentimes just not natural to attend to our needs and desires first. And yet that is exactly what I had to learn on my way to impacting and making millions. And so you will need to learn that too. So again, no matter where you are on the spectrum, there's space, there's opportunity for you to really put yourself first even more. So what it means like that for me is that holidays, time off, pleasure, fun, adventure goes first into my calendar. That to me is as valid, if not more, than actually time of sitting down and serving my clients and creating for my clients and building my business, etc., etc. We don't want to grow our business by doing. We want to grow our business and impact by being. So put yourself first. Whatever that means to you, claim that time, put yourself first, and you will be surprised how the time will start to adjust. I remember years back, my previous mentor told me when I used to be so busy in my initial years of running an online business, I was so busy. I was fully booked up with clients and I was so busy. I didn't have more time. And she said, well, if you want to have more time, take more time, take additional day off, etc., etc. It was too out of my comfort zone to take additional full day time off, but I took half day off. It was still outside of my comfort zone, but that would be prioritizing myself. In that half additional day, I would just do things that I was called to do for myself. And yes, it was uncomfortable, but almost like miraculously, my week, which was like busy, adjusted itself. Clients rearranged their session, this or that. So I still managed to do what I would normally do in far less time, but I would have more space, more energetic space to think, to strategize, to attend to myself. So from there, things started to get better. And from there, I started to create it more in far less time. So prioritize yourself. Tip number 5, be mindful of how you project yourself in terms of time when it comes to your creativity. For instance, I know that I used to back then project myself onto time in rather unhelpful ways. So let's say I wanted to write a newsletter, and so I would unconsciously do this. Oh, it will take me 2 hours to write a newsletter. And listen. So I almost framed that experience of going into that flow and writing the time. I projected on a fabric of time, which is just energy that is going to take an hour or two, etc., etc. Over time, I learned to work with energy of time really, really powerfully. So for instance, I love what is called deadline. I call it lifeline. So I give myself, let's say, 20 minutes or half an hour to create something very, very powerful. And I just frame it that way. It's going to take 20 minutes, or it's going to take half an hour, and it will be the most powerful. And it's going to be joyful, and it's going to be effortless. So before I go into that task, creative task, that which requires productivity, I frame the time in that way. And then I simply lean into trust, trusting my unconscious mind, trusting myself, trusting my higher self, that it will be done beautifully in this time. All right? So be mindful of your time projections. And lastly, I believe this is number 6, prioritize your heart over head. What do I mean by that is that I believe it's our head and logical thinking that is the biggest killer of our productivity. You know, those moments where, oh, is this title good enough? Or is this newsletter good enough? Or is this program good enough? Or is this sales page good enough? Or it's not perfect, that it's not original, and blah, blah, blah. And that's all our head. It's all our head. What does it mean to create from heart is to just do it. Just think, focus on a client when creating the task, allowing ourselves not to make it perfect. It will never be perfect body anyway, but allowing ourselves, all right, even if my mind doesn't think it's perfect, if it's going to serve one person, it's good enough to go. So this is actually a skill. I talked about it in a video about the energetics of adopting healthy habits and shifting our identity. If you haven't watched that video, you might watch that video next. But really, it's all about dropping from head to heart and not overthinking things. And it's a process, because it's the heart that is the source of insane productivity, never the head. So set an intention that you will be dropping into your heart and focusing on that person you're serving, rather than the head focusing on ourselves, and if it's good enough, original enough, etc., etc. Okay, so these are my energetic tips for insane productivity. I will love to hear from you. What's your biggest takeaway from today? Will you start implementing some of these tips? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed yet, I would hugely, hugely appreciate if you do. Nowadays, more actively want to serve you through this YouTube channel. So every week I create 2 powerful videos, and your support will really, really help me with that. So for now, I'm sending you so much love. Here is to your beautiful, abundant, and insanely productive day. Until next time, bye-bye.